Hello, I'm the CommanderZander. I remember it so that a nostalgia critic doesn't have to. And neither should you. Last time on my review episodes, there was this.
Really? You're supposed to be the wicked stepmother! No evildoer, no evil leader summons his evil troops and just says, hi!
And then there was this.
Glowing blood.
My chance to prove myself. Exactly what am I saving her from?
Open! I, for one, think Freddie Prinze, and I don't think Freddie Prinze is that great of an actor, but amazingly, he was the best in the movie.
And then there was this.
This is a forgettable movie that I would definitely avoid if you're into this fairy tale stuff. I'm just glad that they were able to stop at one, and I don't have to worry about a sequel about this. Why do I mention this crap?
Alright, so if you're not getting the 60s Adam West Batman reference, I was just basically recapping what happened in my last review, which was Happily Never After. Good chocolate-coated balls was that horrendous. It was basically a waste of actors because, well, the actors seemed to be wasted. As was the plot, which was decent-ish. But then they made enough money that they made a direct-to-DVD sequel, Happily Never After 2. You don't even get the actual title of the damn movie, at least down here, at least. My initial thoughts of that one is like, oh my god, how could they possibly get any worse than the original? But upon further review, well, I'm going to let you watch the review and see my upon further review. This is Happily Never After 2. And yes, it involves Snow White. As well as Lionsgate, who is once again responsible for this movie. And no, this is not for monetary purposes. This is strictly for review. As is Berlin Animation Film, who is also involved in the first movie. And that's pretty much it. They dumbed down the number of people, so you're thinking, oh, that's a bit of an improvement. Maybe there's hope yet for this fucking movie. And the fact that they go straight to it, unlike the first movie, is somewhat encouraging. But we begin with the title, Happily Never After 2, Snow White, and yes, it says another bite at the apple. So she had more than one bite prior to this? Your favorite assistants to the wizard are back, but this time, no fucking wizard involved. Thank God for that, because we didn't really miss the wizard too much in the first one, seeing as how he only had 2 fucking lines. Basically, he kind of recapped what happened in the first movie, and then we see the return of our favorite pig and cat combination with different voiceovers this time around, although the cat's voice sounds eerily similar to the one from the prior movie.
Now what up with all this once upon a time business? That's old school. We got to make the story fresh, yo.
No, we don't. We don't need to make this story fresh. The stories were good enough as they are. How could you possibly louse this one up this time? Thank God we don't have to worry about Cinderella and that goddamn dumbass prince. Nope, this time we get Snow White.
Love in her heart.
She lives in a kingdom with, you're not gonna believe this, a king and a queen. Which we never connected in the original Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. She never had a king and a queen to frickin' be raised by. Well, that's kinda different. Oh, one thing you'll notice, the animation, as expected with a direct-to-DVD movie, way, way choppier than the original. Almost hoodwink related.
Mother, why does everyone love the Queen so much? Because she is beautiful. I want to be Queen someday. Am I beautiful?
Oh yeah, spoiler alert. Miss Am I Beautiful is going to ultimately be the villain in this movie, if you're wondering what the spoiler alert is. Oh yeah, if you're wondering what the Queen does for a living, she waves to the people, be kind to them, as does her king. But yeah, you
Yes,
could...
Mommy. And and they all love you.
Look how happy they are. It's all fake! The good people are waving and saying hi, and wow, I love how barely any hay is being, you know, shoveled or dug or whatever this thing is.
For no matter what your
The ugly little duckling, and oh my god.
she would bring joy into your world.
Wait, she would kiss all those frogs and make their dreams come true? Maybe she's uncovered some new disease called frogitis or something like that. Otherwise, this wouldn't happen.
The mirror only tells half the story. True beauty comes from helping others.
Yeah.
See, and that's a great moral to live by. True beauty is by helping others, even though that doesn't make sense about the true beauty part. But what she's trying to say is, if you're nice to others, that's where your niceness will come from. Sadly, these are going to be her last words.
Mommy.
As she starts coughing away in her hollow grave, probably from all the kissing of frogs that she suffered. She then lies in her bed. Wow, is that a king-size bed? Because that's way too big for even a queen. At least her... Okay, that kind of ruined it. Yeah, and fitting that the mood of this is... We now have rain, thunderstorms, gloomy. The perfect scene for a funeral. The death of Queen. No, not the musical performer's queen, just the queen of the movie.
Day for the kingdom.
But doesn't this mean someone else gets to be queen?
Okay, she is the scar of this fucking movie. She's cruel and she wants to take over the goddamn kingdom. Now, eventually, Snow White said, grows up and...
They're expecting me to be there.
Well,
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
I know.
They turned Snow White into a diva bitch! I mean, brat!
opening every night this summer.
And by the way, how is it that the king manages to keep the same hair color and same
Photo walk.
non-wrinkles
Honey, the
some
children always loved it.
7-10 years later?
But they pick their noses. It's so gross.
Your mother never seemed to mind.
You just don't understand.
Oh, quite frankly, you don't understand. You need... What the hell happened to her? The queen was teaching the little one moral values. She died 7 years later. Up. It's all about diva bitches. How in the world were you able to afford a sequel? So her... Oh, and I can't believe they're calling them this. Damsels come arriving. Oh, and you're not gonna believe what they say every time they say hi. It's not hi.
But they pick their noses. It's so gross.
Your mother never seemed to mind.
You just don't understand. Holla! So you ready to get your...
Yep, you heard it right. They say holla. What kind of a world we're living in? Oh, and if you thought that was creepy, check out the damn eyes.
Holla! So...
Oh my god. By the way, that's Little Bo Peep, Little Red Riding Hood, and Goldilocks. No shock, she's... Yeah, you thought that was Goldilocks or that? No, the one with the gold hair, the gold dress. Of course she's Goldilocks! I mean, come on, how could you not... At any rate...
Are you ready to get your joust on, girl?
I thought this was a kid's movie. Again! You ready to get your joust on? That does not sound kid-friendly. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Come on, do not be persuaded by that stupid look.
Go ahead.
Where's the goddamn discipline by this king? You are the ruler of this kingdom. Surely you would think if you have no trouble ruling this kingdom, you can discipline your teenage daughter. You are the worst king in the history of kings. Again, how did they manage to make a fucking sequel out of this?
We can visit with the children with pride. I insist.
And again, the henchman, the servant, he kind of doesn't age either.
Be safe.
I will be.
Mwah. Love you.
Oh, don't give me that look. I do a really good job raising my daughter, when clearly you're not! Move on to this. They cut in line.
Dude, they're the damsels.
Excuse me, why are they called the damsels in the first place? I mean, I get it. Little Red Riding Hood goes and gets eaten by the big bad wolf. Goldilocks gets chased away by the 3 fucking bears. Little Bo Peep lost her sheep and never found her way, and she got eaten by a fucking wolf. And Snow White took the bite of an apple from the evil wicked witch. But come on, it's not like they were all in distress or anything.
Bo Peep, Goldilocks, Little Red Riding.
So eventually they get their joust on.
The main event is starting.
Yeah, because in medieval time, the main event is jousting. You know, gotcha! Just stabbing each other. Why not do fencing at that point? At least that's a little more entertaining. Zordo! Zordo! Ha ha! Look at the way they run. Again, the choppy animation is to blame for this. No, seriously, that's the music in the background.
Who's the new guy? I haven't met him yet. I wonder what he looks like. He's probably an ogre.
Ah, help! Run! A big, stupid, ugly ogre. They judged me before they even knew me.
How rude of you. So after they judge the ogre, by the way, never judge a book, or in this case, person, by the hidden face. So obviously, he defeats the champion, unmasks himself, he's a wonderful prince, they go dancing.
Your mother was a hero of mine.
Huh? My mother?
He idolizes her mother, whom she can't seem to fucking remember because she's too brainwashed by the diviness that's inside of her. Notice the ego dwarfing the walnut-sized brain inside of her, causing her to be all diva-like and not forgetting anything about her mother and what she said and her moral values. She would be rolling in her grave right now. Which kinda has a Lion King reference to it. You're ripping off a Tuesday!
Between Snow White and that new knight.
And the people have been longing for a queen. Maybe you're right.
So, she tries to, you know...
We got the VIP.
Oh, good for you. Backstage pass and all that wonderful
You didn't
bullshit.
mess with the balance, did you?
So eventually she tries to get home before Daddy catches her.
Gotcha. No.
But she gets caught.
I'm looking for a wife.
Oh no, they didn't dare!
To the right place.
Please tell me the fairy godmother is not as stupid as in the first movie. She forgot Cinderella's name and turned her into a pumpkin in the first movie. So what does she do in the sequel?
Just fill this out.
She causes the royal servant to sign some kind of form in order to... Holy crap, that is horrendous animation.
You want a wife, but not for you.
No, you don't get it. You just don't get it. Here, does he seriously have to fucking show a picture of what needs to be done? Wait, does he seriously show a picture of what needs to be done?
I am here to find a wife for the king.
Oh, a fucking card. Wait a minute. Royal assistant. How does that prove that you're working for the king, Grim? With 2 M's as opposed to 1 M?
My, the king wants a wife.
And the dope-for-brain godmother that she is so gullible and falls for it. He could be working for the evil dark lord of the dark side of the Sith. For all we know. Again, the godmother is dumbed down in this movie.
I'll make it my top priority. And is there any particular type of woman the king wishes to marry.
Yes, someone just like this.
No, he seriously shows a picture. Oh, Fairy Godmother's not the only one that comes back. Guess who else is back? If it isn't our good friend Rumpelstiltskin with the mirror that's shaped like a heart for some odd reason.
Oh, and you shall. I think.
Okay, that's just cruel and grimacing.
Oh, mirror, mirror on the wall, make me feel better and tell me, who is the fairest of them all?
Well, at least they kind of got that right like the original Snow White, and that the mirror's gonna shove her off and say, well, fuck you, Snow White's way more fair than you. Even though in this case, she's not. Although, to be fair, as diva-ness as she is, she's still nicer as opposed to this evil demon who just wants to take over the goddamn kingdom.
Go on.
Rumpelstiltskin running away knowing what's gonna... Okay, maybe not. The animation kind of looked like it.
What happened?
She whined like a spoiled brat.
She was so...
Okay, apparently they did not learn their lesson from the evil stepmother in the first movie. Again, with the moving pussy. This is supposed to be a kid's movie. Now, you're probably wondering why she's upset. Well, if you remember the episode of Saved by the Bell where Jesse's dad meets a new mother, and she's not too thrilled being the teenage drama queen that she is, although in this case she's not really much of a drama queen because she's a brainiac trying to go to Stanford or Princeton or those Ivy League schools. She doesn't approve, much like Snow White doesn't approve of this. You're ripping off of Saved by the Bell too? For all we know, that was decent at best. Come on, that's not worth ripping on. But in case you're wondering why...
It isn't.
Oh, she runs away like a self...
Oh, no!
In walks Lady Vane. She's just...
She names herself Lady Vade, and that's supposed to be your new wife and her new mother. Take it away, Admiral Akbar. Thank you. How dumb can you be if you're the fucking king? Do you not realize the name Lady Vane? Vane is evil. And you're going after her because she manages by the power of the mirror to look just like your old wife. You're the dumbest king in the history of kings. But at least you're a little bit brighter than the fucking prince in the first movie. Kind of.
just perfect, isn't she?
Too perfect.
What do you mean, too perfect?
Totally crazy. I mean, you don't even know this. And
Yes, when the cow jumps over the moon.
That's right. Their wedding's going to take place when the cow jumps over the moon. Okay, come on. You knew that pun was going to fucking happen.
And that is final.
no, it isn't.
Oh, but that's not where the fun ends, people.
Grumpy, don't you think Snow White is looking a little pale?
Really? Why, feel fine.
Don't you have
She tries to trick her, and what's with the Elvis hairdo? Oh yeah, she's gonna make her eat the fucking apple.
I do.
It's gonna make her go to sleep, isn't it? Snow White! Listen to Admiral Akbar, don't eat the apple!
It'll make you feel better than peas porridge pie.
But I feel fine.
But of course,
for the skin?
she eats the apple.
No, no.
However, instead of putting her to sleep,
It's called too much gingerbread, honey. Maybe if she got off her trunk,
she says some mean things to her damsels. Holla! God damn it!
the porridge isn't right. It's too hot. It's too cold. Make a decision.
To her credit, though, she's doing a pretty good job of doing my fucking job!
Good. Honey, stop wearing red.
Stop critiquing. This is my job.
Oh, no, she didn't just say that.
Oh, yes, they did.
Assignment is called simple.
If the butcher only knew what the baker and the candlestick maker were
So, obviously, everyone rides against her now. And she has to run away, much like Simba in The Lion King, and redeem herself. By going to the home of the... Hi-ho, it's off to work we go. Hi-ho, we're gonna turn Snow White nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, the 7 dwarves, who for some reason have Scottish accent.
Oh, well, I had a little situation back at the kingdom.
They were helped by Snow White's mother, which is why they were able to recognize her. So they returned the favor by making her nice.
Where are we going again? No,
Eventually, she learns her ways and helps everybody out.
I broke a nail.
Kind of. She kind of gets it. Nicely done. And everybody seems nice and happy. Oh, but before that all happened... Nice running.
Everybody hates me.
Shut up, Meg.
Yeah, that happened first. Then she helps the good people. And now it's up to her to try and stop the wedding. With the help of her new friend named Peter.
Come on.
You're...
But first, they forgot the ring. No, that didn't really happen. I just wanted to make this a bit more entertaining of a review.
Snow White, you're back.
Now is not the
Oh, come on! Put some more effort into it! Like, oh my god, my daughter's returned! You know, like when Remy returns to the colony in Ratatouille, and the father's like, my son has returned! Put some effort into that, why don't you?
best time for
So eventually, he realizes that she's changed, the evil demon is exposed of her plan, and with the help of Daddy King and his magical sword of Excalibur, they're able to stop the evil one. But they don't throw her away.
Really?
She makes her feel a whole lot better, and that
Some work to do.
was the greatest gift of all. Allowing the dwarves to help her out, instead of throwing her away in the juvie.
My little prom queen has now become a real queen.
Yes, she has. Cue the awkward dance ending. Because, yes, the animation was so choppy the dancing looks weird. The king tries to fit in and... Okay, thank you for saying my line. And that line. So that was Happily Never After 2. If you get by the first part, this is actually barely, I mean barely, better than the original. Because at least in this one, Snow White develops into a nice person that we've come to know and love. And the voice acting is much improved as opposed to the first movie, because it's a lot of people you're not going to recognize, so they're putting in the effort to say, hey, this is our chance to show ourselves and prove that we're legit, and they do. But again, you dumb down the characters, although to your credit, Snow White at least develops. And some of this stuff is, again, crazy and... Yeesh. But I still think this one is barely better than the original, though I still don't really recommend it if you're into this fairy tale original stuff and you don't like them messing it up. Then you're probably still going to avoid this movie. But if you're going to watch one or the other, I would watch 2 before you watch 1. Or just don't watch 1 at all. So, there you go. I barely give it a pass. Are you happy? Ever after? Alright, I'm calling it quits. For the fairy tale stuff. Dropping the mic. I'm the CommanderZander. I remember it so that it sounds great. Gonna have to do it. Neither did you.